Hey guys, welcome to the Livewell, brought to you by Digital Sportsman, where we get together with our community and talk fishing. The show's fixing to start, we're getting everything ready. But in the meantime, we want to tell you about our fine partners that not only make this show possible, but are companies that we absolutely love and stand behind. Groove Fishing, changing the norm of tackle storage. Sonar Pros, specializing in high-end installations across all electronic brands. Go where the pros go. Lip Sticker Fishing, specializing in putting clients on giant Lake Lanier bass. Bill Payne's Guide Service, fish with a legend on Lake Allatoona, seasonal smallmouth trips, or even get your sonar dialed in. Brooks Anderson Fishing, guide trips and educating today's anglers on Lake Lanier. Big League Charters, fish with a pro on Tellico, Fort Loudon, Watts Bar, and Chickamauga. Money Saver Lure Retriever, designed to break your lure free from almost any snag. Fishers of Hope, benefit fishing tournaments to help people in need. Serve IT, industry-leading IT services for your business. Change the way you manage IT. Turner Tire, Jasper, Georgia's most trusted family-owned tire center. Atlanta Safe House, the trusted source for safes and gun safes in Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama. And of course, Digital Sportsman, a new way to discover and book unforgettable outdoor experiences with local trusted guides. Go to fngo.com to get direct links to all our fine partners. Get ready, and let's talk fishing. Welcome to the Livewell here this Tuesday night at FNGO. Appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure, since you're on YouTube, if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell. What is it? Notification bell, Clint? Is that what the cool kids say?
That is the bell.
That's the bell?
Yep.
Hit that thing. All right, hit that thing. But anyway, glad you guys could join us tonight. We got a pretty good topic to discuss tonight. There was a lot on the table. We were going to talk about, and we still are, about what the bass are biting now, kind of in preparation to get our minds right for Ryan's tournament, which will be happening this Saturday, September 6th, kind of what the bite is on Lanier. But Bassmaster kind of dropped a gift in our lap this morning with their news. So we're going to discuss that. Coleman, do I want a wedding invite? Sure, why not, dude? I'll come watch you get married. As long as you feed me, as long as I can come to the reception and you got good food, absolutely, I'll come watch you get married.
I like it.
No, you got to feed me.
Yeah.
If I'm on the job,
that's a fair.
That's a fair thing. You want a celebrity, you got to feed me. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The diet's done, huh?
Well, I can get off the diet for one night for a wedding. So anyway, hello. We're having a Waffle House food truck, dude. I'm there.
Yeah, he's sold.
I'm sold. That's all you had to do. My son actually was going to get a Waffle House food truck, but they had already booked out past his wedding. You got to get on their schedule for that stuff.
Southern hibachi on wheels is not cheap.
Southern hibachi. So anyway, guys, listen. Got Clint in the house, got Mark in the house, Alex back over there. We'll talk however you want to talk about with everything. Yes, everybody's beautiful face. I'm going to start off with this. I'm going to throw a curve. We'll get onto the Bassmaster stuff, but I got to give props to my boy back there, Mr. Plastic, Mr. Kayak back there on his PB largemouth out of Lake Lanier.
Yep.
Out of Habersham.
Yep.
Out of Habersham Marina.
Yep, right by the marina.
Right by the marina. All right, well, go ahead and put your beautiful face on there and tell everybody what you caught it on. Down, because I guarantee you $100. Was it tactical?
Yeah, it was.
Some tactical fishing.
Yeah, so I was throwing the 3/16 football head, Spro skip gap shaky head.
Yep.
With a black and blue swagger stick on there. And so I cut it. I cut the head 45 degrees and I dipped the tail in chartreuse. And I saw a big group of fish, like not a big group, but a group of big fish.
Right.
And I took a couple trips with Underwood and kind of learned what I was looking at on the screen, right? So I went out there. I see these 3 or 4 fish, and I just started following them around, casting it out, following them around. It took about 10 minutes, and then ate it up.
Ate it up.
23 inches long, about 7 pounds.
That's awesome.
It's like a baby.
Yeah.
It was 23 inches long, 7 pounds. Okay, good. And put the camera back on you, since our buddy Cranking and Yanking has just popped into the chat. Tell him what you said.
You ought to change your name to Griping and Yiping.
Griping and Yiping. No, listen, Cranking and Yanking. Listen. We love you. Don't get mad at us. I actually want one of your shirts. Did you see his shirt in this video? He's got a Cranking and Yanking shirt. I want one of those so I can put my jeans on, give me some white New Balance old man shoes.
Son.
Hey,
I'll wear it.
I'll do it.
Appreciate you,
and
Chris.
wine and look at him right there. We love you, dude. We love you, but appreciate it.
BMW trailer hitches.
I think that was awesome. They're actually getting married in Rockmart, a long way from Athens. That's closer to my. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, I don't know what cool things there are out in Rockmart, but we'll do it anyway, guys. All right, let's go ahead because I know we're going to get a lot of different opinions on this. Let's go ahead and get Bassmaster, get that conversation going, kind of get it out of the way. If you haven't heard, and I don't know how you couldn't have in the fishing world, Bassmaster came out with their forward-facing rules for 2026. Okay? 4 tournaments with, 4 tournaments without. The last tournament on the St. Lawrence, they're going to flip a coin and decide that. So you could possibly have 5 tournaments with or 5 tournaments without. Correct? Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Okay.
They're flipping a coin for every tournament,
Yeah,
right? They're going to pair them.
Yeah,
Okay, that might be. Okay, so every
Yeah.
tournament.
I think they're flipping a coin for every
Something like that.
tournament.
Okay. And the 2026, though, Bassmaster Classic will be with it because they qualified with it this year.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So you guys out there, first of all, do you even watch professional fishing? Because I know some of you guys don't. But if you do, what do you think about what Bassmaster did today? And I'm going to get the guys beside me. I'm going to get their opinions, and we will just start from there and go. Coleman says, honestly, I'm just glad Bassmaster did something. Didn't think they had the nuts for it. I hope St. Lawrence has it so I can get tips before I go. Fair enough. And, Tyler said, I wish I could have made it there in person. Schoolwork has bit me in the butt. I get it 100%. So, Clint, we'll start off with you. Throw you under the rug first. How do you feel about Bassmaster's 2026 forward-facing sonar rules?
So, like it just doesn't address or fix any of the problems we've had. So what are the problems we've had? We've had people that have been griping and yiping about the use of forward-facing sonar. We've had people that are good at forward-facing sonar getting griped at for even just having it when the entire field has it. And we've have just like some of the keyboard warriors and mom's basementers in the comments just that don't even fish. Then we have people that are commenting that do fish and actively fish these tournaments. So like we have so many different buckets of problems that are out there in the ether. But ultimately, it's Bassmaster's decision to decide what happens with their tournament trail and their marketing company, ultimately, which is Bassmaster.
Mm-hmm.
So what they decided to do to fix the problem is to split it up and be like, well, let's make it more diverse. We tried a diverse schedule and 5 tournaments were won with it and 4 without it. So let's just do 5 tournaments with it and 4 without it. Even though with the diverse schedule, it already fixed that problem. So in my opinion, I think they're just creating a 50-50 split, which with a 50-50 split, you have 50 people that are pissed off and 50 that are happy.
That's right.
So it just divided it even more when honestly with the diverse schedule, I feel like you had 20 people mad and 80 people happy.
Yeah.
So I feel like we just slid it over even more and into a 50-50 split of people being mad. And I honestly don't think it fixed the problem. I think Bassmaster should be able to come out and say, like, it should be either all or nothing to where Bassmaster controls it and says there's zero angler influence instead of this weird half and half that we have of like, we want what the anglers want, but ultimately we're going to do what we want.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they're doing what they can. They're getting all these different informations from angler boards and angler input and not taking angler input and social media comments and all this stuff. And it's like, why are you going to listen to the social media comments when you can't verify that your source there? Like, it's like you have 100 anglers. It's a good control group. Like if you wanted to actually listen to your 100 anglers, take a survey, whatever the survey is with the split, make that your decision. And then boom, that's a democracy and you're running by your anglers. Mm-hmm. But don't give them a survey and then still make a different decision and then be like, well, I don't know. We're getting a lot of hate on social. So we might as well just like do this to Band-Aid it for now. Like, I don't know. And if you're going to have it in certain ones and not have it in others, why have it still with the ceiling of limitations to where it's like they should be able to put whatever they want on their boat for those events and then be able to do whatever. Like what? Like I'm glad they established a ceiling with the 1 transducer and the 55 inches of screen, whatever. That was the ceiling of like, okay, this is as loud as the technology arms race can get. But if you're going to all of a sudden take it away from certain events, why not open it back up to that? Like I felt like the limitations and ceiling was great for the diverse schedule and making it fair for all 9. but now that you are taking 4 away, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't think it's a bad decision. I don't think it helps anything, though. I don't think it's a step in the. I think it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, in my opinion.
Okay, absolutely. I'm gonna get to you, Mark, in a second. I'm gonna read a couple of those. First, I think this podcast might be referenced in an internal email to Bass employees tomorrow. I highly doubt it, because listen, we make too much sense here. Okay, I think you know what, they need to call us and ask us what to do. We'll let them know what to do. I seriously doubt that, though. But excuse me, kind of reading some of the comments, I'm seeing a little bit of both. Okay, go up one more. I see. First, Captain Jay Morgan. What are we playing, backyard football or running a professional organization? A lot of people got that feeling because it's kind of wishy-washy and doing whatever. Shop Life. Big mistake not keeping it and being a standout league. Now we are headed to have 3 leagues that are all the same again. That's kind of my thoughts on that, whether you agree with it or not. I thought Bass should have just, you know what, we are the forward-facing sonar or whatever league. The NPFL doesn't have it, and let MLF do the mix and match kind of thing like that. So that I can see that from a business standpoint.
Same. I like the limitations they had on it. 1 transducer and a screen limit.
That's it, 55 inches.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me read a couple more, and then we're going to get Mark's opinion on this. Craftmaster. TV will be better to see a wider range of techniques without relying on schedule and Mother Nature. I thought this season was good TV. The young guys will still be good with
time on the water.
Time on the water, yeah. Okay, I was a little slow. I was trying to figure that out right there, but time on the water for sure. Tyler says, I agree. The schedule, the mismatch of the fisheries make anglers have to try different things from just scoping or even just beating the bank. They need to do both. Nothing matters till they get rid of the corporate management, which I've heard a lot of people say. I don't know them, so I'm not going to insult anybody from Bass. I don't know them, but I have heard that a lot. Shop Life, just trying to please the guys that had the technology first and chose not to use it and learn it, and now they can't win because they're crying. They cry now because they can't win. Again, back to the diverse schedule, which I do think that's right. It seemed like it worked.
And I feel like this was one of the most fun years to watch Bassmaster. I mean, you look at the tournament schedule, they had them all over the place, crazy conditions. Like, you went from everything. I mean, super freezing cold at St. John's out of nowhere, like cold front, different stuff, to catch them on giant crankbait at Okeechobee, to glide bait stuff, to Welcher catching a massive bag of insane bedfish.
Yeah.
Like, then you have like St. Clair, Trey McKinney out fishing everyone in the same exact area. Mississippi River, patch slapper up, flipping in 1.5 feet. Like, you had it all. Like West Logan flipping at 10 killer. Like, it was a little bit of everything. And I don't think it was, when you think about the season, you're not thinking, oh, it was a scope dominated season.
Right. No, 100%. I agree with you. A couple more, and then I'm going to hand it over to you. Give your opinion, because we need the old person's opinion in the podcast, and you being the elder. You're older than me, right?
Supposedly.
So
yes, I am.
Cranking and Yanking says, no, they need to call me. Yeah, okay, look. That's what they need, me and Cranking and Yanking on the board. We'll run Bassmaster. We'll fix it. If you're going to do 50-50, you might as well do it right then, right? And then Randy B wins. Randy B, bless his heart, he had a video out within 2 hours, and you could tell he did not even read the actual statement. And I heard the words, I assume. He didn't even know about the limitations and all that. Just to me, if you're going to make the video, and I know you're going to bash it, just at least read the stuff, just take your time, read the stuff. Let's see. All right. We'll read Fred's, and then we're going to go to you. Me personally think that all the up and down in Bass and MLF and the drama set the NPFL up to come out of the best in this whole deal. We will see. The only thing that we hear with the NPFL that's going to kind of like what Emil said the other night, they don't have a way to, qualify in. Yeah. And so I think once the NPFL gets that way to qualify in their tournaments, then I think they're going to be taken a lot more serious. But you might be right. But you see what I'm saying? All right, now, old timer, give me your views on this.
I'm a retired engineer, so I'm used to having data and facts to look at stuff. I don't know if we're really smart enough or we have enough information to make a true educated get a true educated perspective.
Right.
But first thing I would want to know is who we're trying to appease. Who are we trying to make happy? right? If we're doing like internet, if you go to a car dealership or something about a car brand, the only people that are on there are 90% of the people that complain.
Oh, for sure.
The people don't put good reviews on there.
Right.
So if you're using social media to decide whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, well, most of the time you're going to hear bad things.
I agree.
Right. So we don't even know who we're really trying to appease. I mean, what do we have? I'm just going to throw it out there. 500 professional fishermen.
Yeah.
If people are trying to get rid of forward facing, taking it away from 500 people is doing nothing. Right. And then the professionals, if they are fishing a tournament that says you cannot use it, okay, they won't use it. But the other 300 days a year, Bass officially fishes 8-9 tournaments a year.
Yeah, 9.
The other 300 days, they got one on their boat and they're playing with it. And if they play with it enough, they'll figure out where the fish are and figure out how to go catch it without them because they used it the rest of the time. Right.
I got you.
Some of what Clint said, I agree. I believe, if I understand it correctly, they're going to take 8 tournaments, pair them up into 2s, flip a coin. One of them will be with, one of them will be without. Okay. So I don't know where, if there's 2 in Texas, let's say, one of them will and one of them won't. And it's not going to be driven by anything other than a coin flip. And at that point, you're still going to get the schlappers over there frogging, and because nobody's going to know until the coin's flipped, which happens Monday or Tuesday?
Tomorrow. Or no, Thursday.
The 4th, right?
The 4th.
Yeah. And that's going to set up what happens. I'd like that part of it because then you do not have a choice. You've got NPFL gets rid of it. Mm-hmm. You got Major League Fishing that lets you use it for a limited amount of time, but a time of your choice. Mm-hmm. This says, no, you can use it here and you can't use it here. End of story, end of thing. Now, if it does still create a divisive atmosphere, but it's not like they're choosing when they get to use it. So at least BAS has come out and said, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. End
of story. And I'm okay with that, which is no different than them saying 1 live transducer, 55 inches of screen. That's the rule.
Right.
If you don't like it, don't play.
Do you honestly think that the outrage is there when you hear guys talking about it, like the public outrage? Because like you said, it's always the negative, not always, but the squeaky ones, the loud ones, just like in a review, Google review, anything, it is the ones that are unhappy with something. But do you think that this true total outrage exists?
If we take the amateur weekend warrior fishermen like us, right? If they have the money, they have, right? Mm-hmm. So the people that are competitive in tournaments, Monday nighters, Tuesday nighters, the good guys are going to have it. So eliminating it in any of the professional tours, it's too late now. All of the guys that fish every other form fashion there is in the United States have it.
A lot of them do. I get that.
What do you think?
And so it's not that my point. That's why I was going. Who are we appeasing? What are we fixing? Yeah. We do have some biologists that have said, it could have a negative impact, and then we had but we do need fish to get out of the lake, lower the fish count to improve the fishery, right? Yeah. So who are we actually appeasing and who are we trying to make happy?
I love cranking and yanking. No, like a bucket. I can afford it, and you could not melt one and pour it on my boat. And you know what? Listen, though, I'm telling you, honestly, too, where you fish, dude, I wouldn't have it at all. Like, that's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Hates live scoop. Hi, Grant. I'm James. You can no longer say that.
Okay. That's awesome right there. I love this FNGO community, dude. Absolutely. But okay,
but the only 100 people that should be pissed are the anglers that are actually fishing the tournament and that's careers depends on it. Like all of us window washers out here, doesn't matter.
That's my point. Who are we trying to make happy here? If it is a corporate thing and it's run by corporate people that don't understand the fishing world, all it is a bean counter world to them and financial success. Maybe that's a different thing. We don't have that information.
Yeah.
That is actually like some of the funniest shit I've seen on here in the comment section right there by Cranking. I mean, that is like classically good. Pull up Brad Silvers. That's great, Cranking and Yanking. That is absolutely fantastic. It's not just the forward-facing sonar conversation. It's the lie detector scandals, the information rule, and management painting targets on upper-tier fishermen because they publicly voice their opinions. Now you're talking about Bassmaster as a whole.
Again, to me, it's who are we trying to appease about forward-facing? That's topic, not anything else. All of those can be brought up on a separate topic. They didn't change anything in the rules about the lie detectors and everything. This was strictly built around forward-facing. So that rule was made to appease somebody.
Yeah.
Who is that?
But also, I will tell you this, though, with his comment right there, Bassmaster, with a lot of people, as an organization, has already been put in a negative light because of all those. And now that they're putting this out, it's given a lot of people kind of the ammunition that this is just one more thing they've done that's not really set in stone. Now, who they're appeasing?
So if you
you
were to call Humminbird, Lowrance, Garmin,
right?
Ask them if their marketing and the success of the sale of their product, how is it? If they say we're really sucking, nobody's buying it, I doubt that's the case. They're making money hand over fist. I guarantee you about how many of them they're selling every year. Yeah. So what's that tell you?
Well, I would tell you this.
It's a profitable market.
Yeah. Sure.
I saw Austin Felix posted today because he's obviously not happy about the decision. And he's like, of all these electronics companies, like, how do they feel towards their anglers? I guess they'll just cut their deal 50% off since it's 50-50 now.
Well, it's kind of like, listen, so there's a couple of great comments in there. I'm gonna say this, though, kind of when you bring up those companies, if I'm being honest, we've talked about this. I have never bought a single product because a professional bass angler uses it.
Nope.
I have never been influenced to go out and buy something because Gerald Swindle says this, or even Jordan Lee, or even Emil. He loves Berkeley. Like, I'm not going to go out. I don't make that decision. So is it really, if they do it away with bass, are they really?
I think the only reason, how did we ever find out about it?
Oh, shit, dude. I mean, there's a ton of other things. I mean, look at YouTube. It's covered with it.
I understand, but what I'm saying.
In this day and age, it's everywhere.
No, it wasn't a big thing that the general fishing population knew about when it first came out. It was given to the pros to test, and they would test it in some of their tournaments and this, that, and the other. Then the word comes out that, oh yeah, we were using this new forward facing, and that how we find out about it.
I don't think
and then everybody wants it because they're getting beat by it.
But how about this? So I honestly think this. Josh Jones and the Crappie guys had it out there using it far
10 years ago,
far before professional bass guys got that technology was known just through the crappie world, and guys were picking up on it and brought it into the bass world because of it. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, like I said, with the pros, do they have some influence? Sure, absolutely, 100%. But I don't. They don't influence me.
Look at Cranking.
Cranking and Yanking. I'll get to him. Let me read it. Go up. Let's go up to Joshua first, right there. And Fred does say the genie's out of the bottle. Let's delete it in some of the local stuff and see the results. Then we can talk that it doesn't impact my day-to-day. Oh, then we can talk it doesn't impact my day-to-day. I don't care. Taxes aren't being raised. Something like that. I get what you're saying. I might have read that totally wrong. But I get kind of where you were going with that. Captain Morgan, technology is undefeated. It isn't going anywhere. Technology is going to keep improving and improving. Not a time to have heads in the sand. Okay, so that's that one side. And then we'll get down to Cranking and Yanking, which is the other side here in a second. But here's what I want to, I get this, Craftmaster. Now, this is a business. The view and the sponsors are who pays the bills. And it's not necessarily a bad thing in corporate America. So I kind of get that. You got to appease sponsors.
But how is viewership going to change when you had the best year of viewership you've ever had this year?
But
it's only going to get better year over year as it has, as awareness raises, as following grows, as more marketing dollars gets put into bass fishing. It's going to continue to grow year over year as it has for the past 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
That was going to be one of my points that I forgot to say is how big – is who I am. How big is the Lowrance, Humminbird, Garmin in the sponsorship side.
It's got to be in the millions.
Right?
Right.
So where I'm going with that, if you start taking away their product out of what they're supporting you, they don't support you as much either.
No.
Oh,
Right. So
yeah.
if you start taking away, so whoever that was that says it's the sponsors, I could see that a little bit. But if you start taking your sponsor's product away and say you can't use it, then your sponsors aren't going to be sponsoring you anymore.
For sure. 100%. I agree with that. Pull up cranking and yanking. Because here's the other side. People who use forward-facing sonar probably have training wheels on their Harley. I keep hearing they can catch fish without them. If so, why have it? What is the point, given all the separation it has caused?
What separation has it caused?
I think you're talking about the divide with people who are for it and against it. But I would say this, okay, cranking and yanking, why do you have to go with the people who don't want it as opposed to the people who don't want it? So that's kind of think where we're stuck at. But I don't think that the true outrage is there like everybody thinks it is.
No, there's not. We got 127 people watching this live, and Crank and Yankin's the only person that don't like live scope.
Yeah, can y'all vote in the comments for or against?
Yeah, while you're on here right now, just put it in the comments. Yes, you're for it, or no, you're against it. But you remember that poll I did at Fish North Georgia Group. So like 40% were for it, 40% didn't care.
Yep.
And then, or 30 something like that. And then like 20.
You can't give them three options. It's a yes or no, because at the end of the day, you can't make an educated decision off the entire group of elite anglers.
Yeah, I got it. I get right there. So now strike zone fishing, you are right.
But there's no co-anglers in the Elite Series, so
in the apply. In the BFLs and all that though, 100%. So right now you see all the things. So it's yes. Now Craftmaster loves to fish both ways. He swings. So there you go. We got you there. Herschel meters, no. Okay, be honest. I like it. So again, I don't have it on my boat, and I fish against guys that do, and I don't care because every once in a while I get on a boat that's got it, and I enjoy it. Chris Crosby, no, appreciate that. Go ahead.
We talked about it. I don't know if it was on the air or before or after the show. Stopping technology to me is not the answer. In anything. If you are unfortunate to have some kind of severe sickness, but we still just use the technology in the medical field that was in the 20s, we wouldn't be alive still. Yeah. But the more the medical field gets smarter and better, and who's going to stop that? You going to stop that? No, because it helps you and it works for you.
Unless it makes you money, which the medical field also does.
Yeah. Well, that's a true fact.
Probably got the cure for cancer 20 years ago.
If they tell me that, we've got this, we can just give you this gas that will put you out and you won't feel the surgery. Back in the old days, it was basically give you a half a gallon of liquor, hit you over the head, and see if you woke up or not.
Bite on that stick while we're cutting your leg off.
Yeah, I mean, but technology, you can't stop that. You want the best of everything.
I agree, but let's pull back. So look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you when you say that. Let's pull up baseball, my favorite sport. Since I could walk, baseball's been my favorite sport. They still use wood bats, even though we have the technology now to make the metal bats. So they kind of keep the pure, kind of the essence of the game. And I think that's what a lot of guys
the ceiling,
want.
Which I feel like Bassmaster established a ceiling when they did one transducer in 55 inches. Establishing a ground level.
The wooden bat versus the aluminum bat, I think that's a safety thing. Athletes are getting bigger, stronger. You're going to kill a pitcher with an aluminum bat.
But like in college, they got BB core bats that they can make to where the ball doesn't pop off as much. And we could be saving a tree.
Oh, here we go.
But so like Chris, okay, guys, listen, if we miss your comment, please pop it again. Pull up old Thad Moody up there. A study by Texas Wildlife and Fisheries showed that forward-facing sonar didn't increase the number of fish caught, but by 0.5 to 1 fish per trip, but it did increase the quality. So you could target the better fish, which, a lot of the guys say they pull up on a brush pile and they look and they go, that's not what we want to fish for. Mm-hmm. I get that too. Let's see.
That's what I did Saturday night.
Huh?
That's what I did Saturday night when I caught that big one.
I
saw him on the screen and followed her around.
Well, you remember when you and I were fishing at Latham, you said, Danny, there's a couple of giants between us, or big fish between us. Now, I didn't catch them. I didn't have it. I was casting over there. And he's like, it's following it down. I'm like, I'm just over here sitting blind in my kayak, but that was still pretty cool. Do y'all think cranking and yanking is undercover Randy B? No, listen, he's got a video. I have seen him. He is a real man and all that. Technology is the reason I'm checking out my own groceries down at the Walmart, and teens can't get a job while in high school. Now, listen, listen, I don't always agree with what he said, but that is the one thing. I think I should get like a 10% discount if I got to check my own groceries.
He's on technology right now watching us.
True. I get it, but I don't think you should have to check yourself out at the grocery store. Let's see. Carson, know them aluminum bats would kill people. Now, listen, add some excitement to it. Pull up Chris Crosby. That's the one I want to see because hunting season is 2 weeks away and I can't wait. Deer hunters, do you think using drones and infrared technology should be used? Same thing.
Isn't it illegal?
No.
To use it while hunting?
I think in Georgia it is.
What about
game
game cameras and big scopes on your rifles and all that stuff too?
Well, here's what I would say. And it ain't the same thing, but if you really want to pinpoint a deer, the use of trail cameras has helped more guys kill a deer and kill big deer than ever before. Now, I'm not saying it's the same thing as forward-facing sonar, but we do use technology in deer hunting.
I mean, you're tracking patterns in real time. It's the same thing as fishing.
What is it? I don't get the drone thing. The drone thing is going to show you where he is, but that don't mean you're going to get there before he moves unless you've got a rifle attached to your drone.
Listen, isn't it illegal in Georgia to even you're not supposed to technically pick your phone up and text your buddy?
I know I can't fly a drone and be actively hunting at the same time. And that's not even an infrared drone. That's just a regular camera drone. You can't see shit.
I know, like in North Carolina, you can shoot from the boat.
I don't know about Georgia. I don't think you can.
You cannot in Georgia. You can use a boat.
I don't even think you can shoot them if they're standing in the water, like in a creek. I think they have to be outside the water.
Should pilots even use autopilot?
I saw that too. Pull up Nick James right there. Right up there. You want it. Cranking and yanking. I'm guessing you have an iPhone/Android. With a 2007 Nokia brick from back in the day, not receive phone calls the same way your iPhone and Android does. Why evolve at all then? If you can still get, why have the new phone? And I mean, I get that too. It's an interesting conversation because I am really I hate to say I'm neutral, but I am kind of neutral. I really don't care either way. I would, I still think the reason they made some, like you said, who were they trying to appease? That really is I couldn't tell you right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't honestly answer that.
We don't know who that is.
I just don't see who it helps. It doesn't help
it helps. It's going to help the bottom half of the pack. That's who it's going to help.
Yeah.
Pull up John Phillips, Headhunter LLC right there. Pretty decent comment right here. Wait and see. A new league is coming, unrestricted, heavily supported by all the big tech companies with money. Could you have another live golf kind of thing? It could. You never know. Wherever somebody's got enough money, they'll try something. Have you talked?
It just depends on.
You're friends with pros, and you don't have to say the name. But have you talked to any of them today?
Yeah.
About this?
Yeah.
Give me the general sense of what your pros are saying.
They all think it's dumb.
They all think it's dumb.
They're just it literally. It causes more problem than what we are currently dealing with. We were currently dealing with hate, but it was starting to simmer out. Now this just gives them something to get more riled up about and split the divide even more.
Yeah.
That's a general consensus. They're it does not.
It don't answer any questions.
Either way.
There's not a positive reinforcement from this.
There is no answer that is going to make everybody happy. If you just became NPFL, everybody, end of story, can't use it. Then you've still got just as many mad people that want it. And then if you say it's wide open, 100 inches of screen on your boat, use whatever technology you have. Yeah. Then you're going to have people
You're still going to have
There's
it.
no
and it's NPFL took it away and everybody's mad that they're bed fishing. It's okay, well,
yeah, no, I get you.
There's going to be people that are mad, but the thing is right now we had probably 20 to 30% mad, and now I feel like we've worked that up to 50% just by simply calling it a 50-50 divide.
Okay, so go all the way to the top. Whoever's comment just went out. Bottom line outdoors. Let's read this one. Every sport has limits. Why is it so hard for bass anglers to understand it? There has to be a limit. The next step is allowing AI. So I get it, but bass could have set that limit. All right, you can use it. I thought they did it last year.
Yeah.
You can use it. One transducer has to be this, can't be the powerful one. It's got to be this one, 55 inches of screen. That's it. That's the limit.
Yep.
They probably should have stuck with it. But pull up Shop Life. Now, I like this. What did it do for MLF? Jacob Wheeler still the AOI once again, and you still have the same guys at the bottom.
Exactly.
Now, I don't think it's really gonna, like, even if they did away with it, like, I still think the McKinneys, whether you like him or not, the people with talent, they're still gonna be there.
And dude, if Trey McKinney goes out and has another great year next year and fishes 4 tournaments without it, and he comes in 3rd in AOI instead of 2nd, they're gonna talk crap.
Yeah.
Like
he could,
he could have the best year ever, and they're gonna be like, "Oh well, if he would have not had it or whatever."
I agree with you. Gone Fishing with Ed. Why did they wait 10 years to ban it? Forward facing sonar was released in 2015.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. Like I said, we don't know.
It's been on the consumer. Like my first time I ever saw it was in 2017, and that was the first time I ever went out on Chattooga and saw it and saw how it worked and all that stuff. And that was Panoptics. And like, dude, that was math. What,
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm 27 years old. Like that's like I was 19.
It's been a while.
Somebody said, and I'm just assuming this, somebody said, I don't like it. Right.
Oh,
and when it first came out, nobody really gave a crap about it. Right. So that's why it took so long. All of a sudden, somebody somewhere said, I don't like it. I don't want it. And now we have to appease that person. We have to appease them.
You know, by saying about him with technology, if I find out certain things, we ain't putting that on here. But but y'all heard it that one night. I have my thoughts on that. But I like Coleman. Pull this up. Pull up Coleman's, because this is the actual truth of forward-facing sonar. Where all these guys saying you can just pick fish off and do all this. This is actually, I think, closer to the truth of the average guy.
Yeah.
It don't matter if I had the Terminator with Stephen Hawking's computer on my boat. I still can't get these fish to commit.
Dude, it doesn't matter if you're the average guy or a touring pro. You know how many pros I've filmed that have forward facing that are fantastic at it and watch them grind for 12 hours to catch 3 bass?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I've filmed it all day for plenty of days, and they are still fishing out there, and they're fishing at the highest level and struggling to catch a bass. And you know how many times I filmed guys that didn't have forward facing sonar and did the same thing all day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the same.
But you know,
thing.
nobody sees that part of it.
No.
They see
They
just
see
so
the
happens.
highlight reel.
They see, and then when one guy does it really good, that's what everybody talks about.
Yeah.
And then they don't see
I respect the people that say there has to be limits. I get that. We just talked about the aluminum bat and all of that. I'm not. I used to be. But if you're a NASCAR fan, for example, those guys could make those cars go a lot faster if they allowed if they allowed them to build engines differently and different specs and all of that. But they have created a limit. And so I get that point of bass or any other thing should be able to put a limit on it. But I don't think you should just stop technology. If you want to use NASCAR as an example, they say a 355 or 358 cubic inch limit, certain this, certain that. Yeah. But now the technology of the equipment they're using to build the engines can build them so perfectly. You don't see a lot of NASCAR engines blow up anymore like they used to.
Right.
Right. It's like you don't see near as many regular cars that you just buy. Now the technology to build the motor is so much better. So either way, technology is impacting it. It doesn't matter what you do, but I do appreciate the thought of putting limits.
Okay. Well, let me play devil's advocate with you on that one, because I love NASCAR. Huge Junior fan. I wish he was still racing. But when Earnhardt died, and even kind of going up there, you know, the cars were different. Guys could put their own spin on it. Now they got this Gen 2 or whatever the hell Gen they're up to cars.
It's garbage.
They're making them safer. The technology's there. They're putting these limits on what guys can and can't do. Watch a NASCAR race now, and the stands are not packed anymore, that they put limits on it. The viewership is down and all that. If you would let them guys go, hey, listen, if they fly off the track, that's on them. But people watch that.
The 3 stages.
People don't watch limits
of the races now.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
It is.
Right? Because they can't keep people's attention long enough for the whole race. So you got to have a finish, 3 finishes in a race.
Yeah.
Right. And then they've got the point system figured out to where it's impossible to be the champion before the last race of the year.
Yeah, I know. I wish they'd go back to the old style like that. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that they've put limits on everything and all that, like what was Daytona the other night? And I'm watching that. Dude, in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, if you watched the Daytona race, you couldn't get a seat. That place was packed. And now there were empty seats all over that place. So it's almost like and people talk about it, almost like they're killing their product by putting all these limits. And I'm not saying that's going to happen with Bass, but you kind of see what do you think?
That's why I like drag racing, baby. Run what you brung.
Run what you brung.
If you bring forward-facing sonar, run it. If you don't. It's up to you.
With drag racing, I'm a drag racer too. You've got 500 cubic inch limit and blower size limits and all of that stuff. So it's not 100% run what you brung.
I ain't talking about class racing.
No. He works at a shop that
I
builds some kind of cars. I get what he's saying. But you know what? I get it. But do you see kind of the correlation that I'm making? Yeah. Is this like going to hurt Bass by putting all the limits? I just say, hey, like, let them have it, let them go. And if the league fails, it fails, and you got the MLF and MPFL. But it's interesting what you're saying is like the pros are like, what the hell, dude?
If anything, it just pisses more people off.
It does. Now, Colton Posey, is the new rule just for the elites, or does it apply to the opens?
I mean, it'll be until after the EQs till they make that decision once they release a schedule for the opens next year. So that's when they'll establish the rules for the opens. So.
Okay. Let's scroll on down. Clayton Childs right there. It's just like any other sport. Fishing is evolving, and new technology always causes controversy. I get that for sure. Randy said it, gone fishing with Ed, ... 100%. Alan McCrady's got a good point right here. If Bass is doing great business-wise, viewership being up, membership being up, big crowds, and why would they change? Because they did make that statement that it was up, right?
Yep.
I don't know. Again, trying to figure out who they're appeasing.
That's right.
Trying to figure out who they're appeasing.
Because we don't have all the info. We're guessing at the reason.
Oh, Tyler's showing that. Was he here when I made that comment? Does Mrs. B use forward-facing sonar? He wasn't here that night.
She uses a different kind of live scope.
I'm telling you, that's cheating.
She uses the live poke.
That's cheating. That's cheating. That's the use of technology. You know what I'm talking about right there. God, don't ever let me find that out. Because if I do, that is a video. That is a video. Let's see. It'd be different if we paid to view and get to watch like NBA, et cetera, but the fans don't put in the pot. I get that. We don't. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the TV deals. What?
Isn't there no entry fees anymore for the Elite Series?
$10,000 a year.
$10,000 a year. And that went down a lot because I pulled up an old video from OG.
It was 40. It was 45. Was the highest it ever got.
Yeah. So they've changed the money thing for sure, like that. Keep on scrolling down. Let's try to catch up. You guys go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. Go ahead, because there's a ton. We're going to get an hour and a half behind. So guys, listen, see how far behind we are? So if we just scrolled over your comment, put it on there again. Gary Heath, the new NASCAR sucks. Yeah. Bristol here. I remember at Bristol, you was on a waiting list for 6 years to get tickets to the night race. I got to go to the night race that Dale Jr. won. And the only reason I got those tickets was because I coached a young lady on a soccer team, and her dad's business had them, and he couldn't go. And so I got those tickets. But you're absolutely right. Where are you going?
I saw a comment from Lipsticker up there.
Well, let's see. But anyway, we'll find. He can type it again, Kevin. But it was. So, like, there was a day when NASCAR was like that. Serious. Bristol at night, you couldn't get it. It was one of the toughest tickets in all of sports to get. And now people are just kind of giving them away. And I don't know why. Maybe because of the way they've changed everything.
I think you said something earlier.
Look at that. Pull up Gary Heath real quick and we'll get to you. Now you can walk into the local food city an hour before the race and buy tickets. You could not do that a while back. What was you going to say?
I was just going to say about cranking and yanking. He had some really, really good comments. But I think part of it may be the difference is if you are truly a shallow water fisherman that's fishing, like you said earlier, in less than 4 feet, no matter where you go, that's a totally different world than the people that fish clear water, 100+ foot deep lakes. It's a totally different world.
You can still use live scope in shallow water like that.
You can, but most people don't. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, look at the tournament schedule this year.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like if you look at the tournament schedule, like Mississippi River is not practical. Like the scopers did not catch them scoping because it was not practical to catch them. The pros, the guys that caught them in the top 10, were fishing the best way they thought to fish, and it showed. Like they were up in the shallow shit. They're catching them doing that. Like Pat Schlapper won in 1.5 foot of water.
Yeah, he did.
Like he's not scoping them, even though the comments still say
we
scoper.
Can see fish
like,
arguably 100+ feet out in front of us, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm in Caddo, that is nothing but cypress trees and cypress knees.
Beautiful damn lake, though.
Yep, understood. I can't see very far. No. You may be able to see clearly this far, but you're not going to see very far.
And cranking and yanking, the last time I fished Caddo, I did not use forward-facing sonar, and I had it on the boat right there, and I did not use it once.
That's right.
And I caught 20 pounds on a frog.
That's right. Danny's rule, all in or all out, baby. That's the way you go. Pull up lip sticker. Okay, yeah. This I 100% agree with. I think the pros should be able to use it, but when it comes to co-anglers, I absolutely agree with this. It should be regulated in events with co-anglers. The co's pay their entries to at least give them a quarter of the day that the boaters have to focus on their co being successful. At that point, it would be tough because everybody's different, but I know what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying.
Or you could do like the West Coast tournaments and make it a shared weight between the boater and the co-angler. That's what the West Coast tournaments have been doing. So they do random draw with the boater and the co-angler, and then it's a shared weight. So you have best 5 for random draw. And so that makes the boater be like, hey, well, like I want my co to catch them too out the back. So like they actually treat them like that instead of treating them like, hey, I'm here to fish for me, not for you.
Yeah, I got you like that.
I just didn't like the thought that I would have to give control of my boat, so to speak, to a co.
You shouldn't.
Pull up John Phillips right there.
Still the priority.
Now, I have fished many BFLs, and I have always paid my co-angler's entry. Okay, like that. Hey, yeah, nothing wrong with that. I get that. Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool. I ain't never seen nobody say that, but yeah, there are a few people that actually do it all over. You can talking about shallow water forward-facing sonar up there. There's people that do it. But let me ask you this. Now, we talk about the bass world as if the bass world is the only type of fishing that gets done. You go to saltwater and they can see them damn marlins a mile out. Yeah. How come nobody ever fusses about that? Or if they do, we don't hear about it. And I'm not on every saltwater Facebook group page and all that, but I am on some for the TV show, trying to look for guides and places. You don't hear about it as much in other things. Now, crappie, there are people that are fussing about it on certain lakes, but they keep a lot of them crappie. It's not a catch and release thing.
Right. I can totally understand that. Right.
That's a big difference.
That's definitely affecting the fish population.
Yeah, but I just don't hear about it in a lot of other, and I could be just sheltered. I could be totally wrong like that.
If it's the fish population that they're trying to save, then they just need to not fish around the spawn. Stop bed fishing.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that would do more to help the fish population than even eliminating forward-facing sonar.
When you think of the professional tour,
yeah,
how much impact do they really have? Because
I think
if you put 100 guys out on these bodies of water for 7 days on each body of water, so you got 7 days, 9 events, like. But it's not affecting the actual fishery. But here's what does from these guys being here is Bassmaster showing the location, which has been talked a lot about lately with Pat Schlapper.
Yeah.
Because he had old John Boat McJerry come in right on his spot, like just mintering and jerking off basically in his spot where him and KJ Queen were both fishing. Like, because Bassmaster, like I understand. Thing. Yeah. Yeah. Where you see the head and it's zoning exactly on the spot. Like Pat Schlapper talked about it on Mercer's podcast and Luke Duncan's too. Like, I don't think it benefits anybody for that. I mean, it benefits the guys that have a Tuesday nighter and they want to go out there and drain a minnow where Schlapper caught one on a frog. Like, it doesn't Like
Is that
that's not where we
Is that a northern accent?
Yeah, that was Minnesota there.
You sound feel like you're from Philly or something like that.
But like, I just don't think it helps anything. Like if they literally took out the location, then and just said like, hey, he's fishing in pool 7 or he's on the upper end of pool 7, like instead of showing the exact spot, because then what happens is you have everybody and their brother fishing those spots and absolutely taking advantage. Like think about Okeechobee, where Polinick, Will Davis, Greg DePalma, and Tim Doobie were fishing in that one spot. You know, it got railed for weeks, and it will never be the same just because they all knew exactly where that was. Well, that was probably not the best example because it was not that like you could see it from the actual camera, but at least give them that instead of giving them a waypoint, like showing them that bobblehead dot. So like, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about that lately. I think that would help a lot, but really like what effect do these anglers fishing these fisheries have on the population of the fish? And technology or not, they're going to catch the fish either way. There's still going to be thousands of fish weighed in, like it's still going to happen. So like, how does that affect it versus these college and high school tournaments that come all the time with giant fields, giant opens, all these other things? Like when you have 250 anglers practicing on a body of water for a week, that's going to affect it a lot different than 100 of the best. And I don't know. I just don't think it has as much effect as we like to be like, well, whatever the pros do, that affects the rest of the population. It's like, dude, that's such a small population.
If you want to say Trey McKinney, everybody thinks that's all he can do, right? That's kind of an image they have. If you say he can't use them in any of his bass tournaments, cool. If he fishes for 4 days and 3 days practice for every tournament, how many days is that? The rest of the time he's fishing with it. Yeah. When he's out there fishing his Monday nighters with his friends, or he's out just fun fishing by himself, guess what he's doing?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
It's not changing anything to me.
Right.
Fish population by just limiting those 500 guys. I'm just using that as a round number for the 4 days that they fish a tournament. Right.
Yeah. Pull up Kevin M's comment out there. Right there. Now, I want to ask you a question. Fox Sport FS1 says Bassmaster viewership was down 33% since forward-facing sonar.
Okay, hang on.
Wait a
I got something. I'm cutting you off here.
Wow. Okay.
There's a different motive behind this, though. This has nothing to do with forward-facing sonar. Think about how many people watched television and paid for a DirecTV or Dish Network when it came out back in 2016, 17, 18, or when they started going on FS1, probably 19, 20. So in the past 5 years, how many people actually even have TV anymore?
Right.
So go ahead. Okay. Sorry. Just like I haven't watched TV since I was a child. Like I haven't watched TV. I don't watch sports. I don't watch any shit. I watch Bassmaster.com. Like that is my sports, and I do not watch TV. So it's like viewership's down. Yeah, but everybody has Netflix and Roku now that you can watch Bassmaster on. So why would you watch it on FS1 that you have to pay for a month when your wife already makes you have Hulu, Roku, and the rest of the subscriptions?
No, I get it. No, I got a boo-boo, but I got FS1. My thing is, and this is with having a TV show and trying to get it on certain channels and all that. One of the things you do, you look at their analytics and everything. And I would be interested to see across the board of Fox Sports FS1 if the entire viewership for the channel is down.
Right.
Because a lot of them are.
And like, where's that number coming?
I'm not saying he's wrong, and he might be right. It might be down 33%. But I would venture to say, just to guess, kind of learning the insides of all this, that the entire channel is probably down.
Yeah, viewership as a whole.
Viewership, kind of like what Clint said, in his whatever he was saying. I get what he's saying.
I don't make, when I was working, my job field, if you didn't have all the information, you couldn't make a decision because it could be life-threatening, right? So when they say the 33%, you don't know what, that's only a part of the information.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He could be 100% right. I mean, that program as a whole could be down 33%. But I would venture to say that the entire channel, especially over the last 5 years, has probably seen a net drop in viewership based upon a lot of other factors. I could be wrong. I'm guessing.
Use your NASCAR. Let's see if that's dropped.
Listen, I used to watch every NASCAR race from start to finish, drinking my beer, sitting there the entire time on a Sunday afternoon. My wife would tell you I was not moving because I was, hell yeah, Dale, go kick their ass, all that stuff.
And now what? You don't watch it anymore.
I watched the last.
So
I watched Talladega, I watched Daytona, and I watched Atlanta. Those 3 races I watched the entire time, but the rest of it, I don't watch it. I maybe pick up the last 10 laps.
So if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's the name of the game, boys and girls.
I guess you could say that, but I mean, there's a lot of factors in viewership.
But if they don't watch it, then they won't have anything to complain about.
Hell, I don't know.
Be back. I haven't heard anybody complain in local tournaments lately.
Well,
everybody's just talking about what's happening on Bassmaster stage.
Let me hit what Waite's comment right there. We're going to talk about G-Man's black eye. I know it was like he was trying to supposedly break up a fight, but listen, his ass got popped.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, like, you know what I first thought when I saw it before I even watched the video? I said he was trying to sight in a rifle. You know how some people get too close? Actually, that's what I thought happened to him until I watched the video.
Pissed Lulu off.
Or Lulu got mad. I will say this too, cranking and yanking. By the way, they're hitting crankbaits. He said where he was fishing on Cato was off Big Cypress and he gets about 30 foot deep.
Yeah.
I can believe it. All I know is, like, honestly, just from a visual perspective, if I went to heaven and God gave me a bass lake, I would want it to look like his lake with those cypress trees and all that.
That's why I want to fish Santee Cooper.
That place, so I guess it's in Louisiana, right?
Caddo?
Louisiana, Texas, yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
You talking about Caddo?
Yes. Like, that was like, honestly,
it's a
just
cool
like,
place.
oh, it was amazing. Bass Beetle, pull him up. I haven't seen that name on here before. Right there. Appreciate you joining us tonight. BFL Super Tourney, my co-angler led the first day because I had an HDMI cable hooked up to my Garmin going to my Lowrance and allowing the co-angler to target fish.
Huh?
Hey, listen.
Trent raised a bunch of boats like that. Like
that's cool.
Yeah.
Because then they at least got a shot. So what he's saying is they had their own live scope, kind of, or at least they had what he was looking at.
Can you do
you
that?
can at least see it. Yeah.
Well, I know.
I didn't think that Garmin could talk to Humminbird or talk to
Just
Lowrance.
Oh boy, yeah. Listen, you didn't heard about certain guys that
No,
should be
so
sponsored by somebody.
I'm
using some
behind
other
on
stuff.
that topic.
Oh yeah. And I know there were some electric only guys that had a live scope in the front and a live scope in the back. Now it was a team trail, but both of them had their own live scopes. That does happen. Pull up old Cranking and Yanking, old Grumpy there. Don't say pros, say tournament anglers. Most of them have forward-facing sonar, and that is a much bigger number of fish. There are 300 boats regularly on a body of water every weekend. I kind of get what you're saying, but I would say this.
The locals are causing the more of the problem than the pros.
Yeah, so what he's saying,
tournament anglers.
Yeah, so he's saying tournament anglers like that. Let's see. Put a mountain line in the boat like Ricky Bobby, put in his car, and that will be entertainment. We should do that. I think personally they ought to let the anglers fight. I think they should let them fight.
Joshua Goods is good.
If you are 19 to 33, you don't pay for TV.
Amen, brother.
Now, I will say this. I do pay for FUBU only because, and it's bit me in the ass this year, I like watching the Braves. That is the only reason we have TV in my house is because I want to watch the Braves.
Yeah, we have Netflix.
Well, my wife watches that.
I've got Disney Plus because I have a 2-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Slide up to Matt O's. That's that's true right there.
Oh, the randomness of the no forward facing tournaments makes no real sense. If the coin flips land wrong, the smallmouth tourneys might have no forward facing sonar and are miserable to watch. And then Tom Bigby. I always mess that up. I mean, it's like Tom Bigby. Do it like Ebonics. Say it like it sounds. They can use it. I get that.
Yeah, because like then the pros aren't doing the best of their ability to fish that fishery. You know, like if you force them all, I guess they could. They don't have to use it.
I mean, I get the fish catch thing. Before forward-facing sonar was out there,
right?
How many fish were being caught to where we were watching just fish catch after fish catch after fish catch? We really weren't. So if it just said about the smallmouth tournaments may suck to watch. Well, they suck to watch, if you want to say that, back before forward-facing existed, and you still watched it.
That's true. That's true. No, you're right. You're right on that. I think also, too, though, back in the day, you only got to see the highlights. You know, we didn't have the live, people watching it live as well, too. So it would suck. And I don't know how the hell how they going to use it. If you can't use forward facing sonar, you got to get rid of that damn flogger.
If you're watching,
you got to get rid of the flogger, dude.
If you're watching fishing on TV, you're looking at the guy's back. Doesn't matter if he's using scope or not.
For the most part, you're right. For the most part, you are right.
Every guy I've ever filmed in the boat, whether it's freshwater, saltwater, scope, no scope, trolling, freaking frog gigging, I'm looking at their ass the entire time until they do something cool, and then you film it. So you're going to be looking at their ass when they're not doing cool shit. That's just how it goes. That's literally what I do for a living is look at some dude's ass for 12 hours until he does some cool shit.
That right there, we got to cut. That's a TikTok.
Cool. Cut it.
That's a TikTok. Cut that thing right there. Yeah. Cut it right there. Pull up Anna Grace Groff. I hope I said your last name right.
Never seen that name before.
Haven't. Appreciate you joining us. I think if everyone in the tournament has access to use it, the playing field is even. It is an added skill, and some of those with strong opinions probably are afraid of the learning curve associated with it.
Hell yeah, sister. I like it.
Unless that's a guy on his wife's thing.
Hell yeah, brother, on your wife's account. Tell her hell yeah, sister.
Listen, though, but I do agree with, okay, there is some truth to that. There is some truth to that, 100%. John says, amen, Anna. God's country, they call it. I can believe that. I'm serious. Like, I'm a believer, and I know it says streets of gold, but if he could just stick me on Cato, like Cato, whatever the hell it's called. I don't care.
If you show up and say Cato, they're going to kick you out. You ain't from Texas, are you?
If I said crappy, they'd probably do the same thing too because that's a crappie. Let's see. Kevin M. I have forward facing sonar and I love it. I just Googled it and that's what it said. I have no idea what your last part of it means, but anyway. Where you going with the comments there?
I'm back down where we were.
You're back down to where you were?
Yeah.
Get rid of the cones, too. That's what I'm saying, them damn floggers.
Clint looks at fishermen's asses like Alex looks at Andrew Blair.
Oh,
pull that up, Dad. Pull that up. Let's give that some love. That's right. Clint looks at fishermen's asses like Alex looks at Andrew Blair. You did have, listen, you had some fanboy going on that night.
They took a screenshot of me looking over at you while you were talking, but Andrew's picture was right next to me.
Look, pull up Walter Walsh. Beating a dead horse, fellas. Move along.
Now we know the truth about Clint. Yep, you're right.
Which one are we? I mean, listen, it is. I mean, it's not a dead horse. It's not a dead horse. It is the topic of the day. It's what's the news going on in at least the professional fishing industry. So, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, what do you want to talk about, Walter? I'll let you choose the next topic right there. Tell me what you want to talk about. We'll go with it there.
I like Grant's comment. Like, it's really important being able to see the screen, though. I think for the viewership, it helps a lot. It's really hard to do from the camera guy's perspective. I will say that there's a lot of things that have to go right to be able to show the screen. But like guys like Zaldane, who are they literally have people that are like trying to throw them a ton of money to figure out how they're streaming Chris Zaldane's live stream, like how they are, because they are crushing it. Shout out to them because they are pioneering something in the industry. But like, if they could focus on like, hey, how do we make this more engaging? Like you have to, first of all, make your anglers more engaging. Like, hey guys, like I understand this is on the line or whatever, but like, that's the thing is these guys are fishing for a living. Whereas like, if they were able to show up and this was like a TV experience where their primary goal is to entertain, like the angler's primary goal is not to entertain when it comes to fishing these tournaments and what you see of them on Bassmaster Live. They're like, it's not.
Oh, sorry.
I love live scope. I don't know how to catch a fish without it. And I'm going to come kick your ass on Cato next time I go.
Okay. I just love it. Blah, 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 blah. We know you love live scope. He did say the bass are hitting crankbaits. Did I mention that already? Yes, you did.
I'll go crank and yank your ass.
Okay, yes. So fishing with Farmer, let's get it in. So we make sure we give some love to our buddy there. Get rid of fairy wands. No, that ain't going to happen there, dog. Lip sticker is true. Fishing is a pretty boring sport to watch. Anyway, 2 hours goes by, get the camera back on them. They finally got another bite. It's not like they catch them every cast with or without forward facing sonar, which is it's like serious. Like you'd rather watch back in the day growing up, like instead of watching the highlights of Bassmaster, I would watch Bill Dance or something like that. More the teaching aspect.
So, Clint, when you were talking about Zaldane streaming live or whatever, weren't we talking similar to that last week? It may have been off air about like Matt Robertson's got Starlink on his boat?
Well, yeah, so does Zaldane. Matt Robertson couldn't figure out the Starlink and gave up halfway through the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's different. But yeah, Zaldane runs Starlink, Logan Parks runs Starlink, and it works well for that streaming service. So like another thing, like we talked about last week, like if you moved around cameras a little bit more, and like you got these guys that aren't catching them, and like move those cameras around, make it a little bit more entertaining. Like if we focus a little more on the entertainment factor, I think people would be a little less pissed about, oh, I have to watch this guy scope for 8 hours. It's like, well, show me dudes catching fish and I won't be pissed.
Pull up old Dirty Cracker. Now he's on here all the time. So I appreciate you. Ban it on the pro level. Without it, 95% of these new anglers wouldn't be looked at twice. If you're a pro, prove you're a pro. Now, here's the only thing I'm gonna kind of throw at that. I promise you that Emil and Paul and all these rookies from around here will take your money with or without it. I'm just telling you they will.
They have been.
Trey McKinney
yeah.
grew up. If you knew the lakes that Trey McKinney fished to get ready for it, now you can say daddy's money and all that. You can do all that, but he actually put in a lot of time without it. You don't get to be a pro just because you got live scope, dude. I'm telling you, like, if that was the case, my ass would not be talking to you. I'd be fishing on the Elites.
Same.
100%. But I understand what you're saying. That's why real quick, that's the one good thing that's going to come out of this next year. If you see the Trey McKinneys and you see the, Father Gill and all these young guys still in the top 10 on the tournaments that don't have it, that argument right there is gone.
That's what Bassmaster just posted in an article a little bit ago, saying like that's giving them the chance. But it's like they shouldn't need the chance. Like,
If you looked at that article when it was saying about the new guys, there was one name that was not mentioned on there that was the only way he could catch them.
Who was that?
Emil's name was not on it.
No, true. Emil can catch them.
No, what I'm saying is when the article said, and they used Trey McKinney and Paul Marks and all of those other guys, and Emil's name was not one of the ones mentioned that could only catch him on live scope.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's probably true. But I would not bet against Paul Marks either on any of it or any of them guys. They all fish better than I do for sure. You can't come to Cato, whatever the hell. You might see my hidden scope under the console. Rafael Diaz. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Look at the BFLs. Always 100-plus boats, always forward-facing sonar. Look at the results. 20-plus boats with zero fish. You need skills, technique, learning bass behavior, et cetera, and forward-facing sonar to come up with the win. You need all those things. That's what he's saying, right? I'm reading that correctly? You need all those things. Bottom line outdoors. Let's talk about, and we can keep on this. We can talk about it. You know how this works, whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's talk about the price increase on tackle in the fishing industry. It's going up. It's just going up. There's nothing you can do about it right now. I mean, it's whether it's tariffs, whether it's companies taking advantage of the tariffs, adding a little bit more here and there. Right now, it's going up. And I'm not so much worried about the bigger companies that can absorb some of this. I'm more worried about the mom and pop bait makers and, the smaller mid-sized companies. Those are the ones I kind of worry about a little bit. We'll have to see how it goes. I do know that, those that make more jigs. What are you laughing at?
Kevin Underwood can't type. He said start link.
Start link. I run a lot. Yeah, absolutely. But you see what I'm saying? That I kind of do that. Those are the ones I worry about. I'm not worried about the Daiwas and Shimanos of the world and all that, or those big companies. I'm more worried about the smaller guys. So we'll have to see. But yeah, it's here. Bottom line, it's there. And I don't know how at this point you can do it. I will say this, I haven't raised, like even on the jigs I tie, the hooks are more expensive and all that, but I haven't raised my jig prices yet because number one, that's not where I really make money. And I don't sell enough of them to be, that to be like a focal point. But for some people it is, there might be one guy that ties jigs. That's all he can do. And his jig went from $5 to $7 now. Best you can do is support them. That's just kind of the way I see. All right, scroll on down. Let's catch back up.
Clint versus Occasion. My money's on the Occasion. We need to film that. Let's just do a real American road trip. I'm going to go fish against Cranking and Yanking.
We can do that.
On Caddo.
Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to read Brad Silver's, and then I want to go straight down to Stephen Hussey.
Okay.
Hussey, whoever was it. All right, let's read it. Listen, the biggest issue I have is on the entertainment side. In my opinion, because of forward-facing sonar, we don't get to see a lot of the true personalities of the anglers. It's hard to watch from beginning to end. Now pull up Steven's comment.
Go watch Zaldane scope on his live.
We are spoiled as viewers. Could you, a cameraman, I guess, could you see a cameraman running up on a PGA golfer and sticking a camera and telling him it's live? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get what he's trying to say right there. We are a little bit spoiled, but we watch TV because here's the thing. It is entertainment at that point. Those guys are fishing for money. But from our point of view, we want to be entertained. You know that, are you not entertained? You know, whatever the hell it says.
Part of the streaming thing now has caused some of the boredom. Like we said, when Bassmaster used to come on Saturday for 1 hour, they squeezed the entire tournament into 1 hour, and all you saw was fish catches. Now that you've got the entire day on live, you're watching the entire time, even the slow periods. It's live.
It's just like when we got 24-hour news. It's like now they had to start making shit up and throw it in there.
That's exactly right.
That's true. That's true. And, you know, back, I'm a little older than you, Clint, but back in the day, you know, we used to, you couldn't get the, there was a day before ESPN where you couldn't get the scores until you saw it in the newspaper the next day. Yeah. And now I can pull it up any time of day and tell who won what. You know, it's come a long way, baby, when it comes to that.
I was sitting at the dinner table last night, and a friend sent me a video of him fishing, right? And I open it up, I press play, and it's like he's casting and reeling in, and he gets to like the third or fourth cast, and I'm like, dude, if you don't yell fish on here in about 20 seconds, I'm turning this off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. 100%.
And that's your buddy.
Right. Exactly.
So look, Cranking and Yanking, he goes, I subbed for a meal after last week's show. He's a good angler. He's a good angler, and he's a good dude. He also is using a square bill, runs 5 to 6 foot deep, shad colored, threadfin shad and all that. So, hey, it's working right now. He keeps saying the crankbait's working. Colton Posey. Whoever thinks the pros can't catch them without forward-facing sonar, offer that pro $10,000 if he can outfish you. Problem solved.
I want to do that for Cranking and Yanking. I'll bring him my boat, or he can fly out here and fish off my boat by himself, and then I'll fly out to Caddo and fish off his boat by myself. We'll see who does better.
Well, you're putting it out there.
Yeah,
you're putting it out there. Let's see.
So that way he can use it if he wants to, and it's available, and then I can be restricted.
John Phillips, pull that up there. He said we're talking about the price increases.
Yeah.
It's tariffs for real. I think it will help our local bait companies. And I hope that it does. I really hope that it does.
Well, we both know somebody. Well, all three of us know somebody that's really affected by the new tariffs in pricing and costs.
We do?
We do.
Yeah.
Are you saying like we know the same? We're talking about one guy, or like we all know somebody?
Well, no, we all know this one guy.
Well, damn, I know a lot of them.
I understand, but
I know what you're talking about now. Okay, yeah, absolutely. I know.
It's happening to all the small companies.
Mm-hmm. He's impacted by.
Yeah, that particular company, considering 100%. Isaac Case and Tyler. Yeah, I'll tell you some. I'd have to pour them. Someone should start a working man's trail. No practice days, no sponsors, just straight up locals that work a job and fish on Saturday. Be nice if it was televised. Now, here's the only problem with that, Isaac. Okay.
That's pretty much the ABT.
It is kind of like the ABT. I was going to say that. You can watch that.
Which sold out in 3 minutes for the registration, by the way.
They did. There's anytime you have to televise it, though, there's cost involved, and a working man's trail is not going to be afforded. Let me tell you how a lot of TV works. A lot of these channels are pay to play. All right. Our show comes on tonight, 9:30 on Waypoint. We had to buy that time slot. There is a monetary price for that time slot. The ABT on certain even like FanDuel and all those that you see the Braves on. Look, you got the O'Neal Williams and all those other filler shows and all that. They have to buy that time slot. So that trail would be absolutely awesome. Where are you going to come up with the money to buy the time slot without sponsors?
One of the biggest.
You have to have the sponsors to do that.
One of the biggest financial backing of the ABT is the state of Alabama.
Sure. Yeah. You're not going to get that from Georgia, though.
No, that's absolutely right.
You're not going to get that at all from Georgia. T-Toms, appreciate you joining us tonight. I'd be curious how hard it would be to have a fishing tournament website host a multicam style stream. The viewer being able to select a mounted cam live streaming from a competitor's boat. I think that would be we talked about that a little bit when we were talking about when the NPFL was trying to figure out their stuff. Like have every guy has a camera and you pay like a subscription fee and you can just pull up whoever you want at any given point in the tournament. Didn't we talk about that? We've talked about that like
last week.
Times,
Was it last week?
But the thing would be, the point was brought up that it would be just basically GoPro style coverage. You wouldn't have the true. You wouldn't have
which is still cool. Like the real fans want that shit.
So you're a lot closer to Bass than the rest of us probably. BASS anyway. They forced the fishermen part of their expenses to provide all of their own GoPros and all of that stuff.
You have to have a card with it.
Oh yeah, well the NPFL does that too.
Yeah,
you have to go for so in case you're getting
if somebody
rules violation or something. Yeah.
All right, listen, Walter Walsh. Now I asked him what does he want to talk about, and he come back with a question. So we are going to we're going to make you happy right here, Clint. What is your technique with jackall counterback spoon near marina walls and docks?
Son,
that's a very specific question. The man wants to know.
Well, did you see me out there yesterday?
Did you not do good, or did you?
Oh no, I did great.
You did great.
Yeah.
You're not wanting to give up the juice till after the tournament.
You know what? I don't care. I'll give up the juice. So what I like about the jackall counterback spoon, I throw it on a 7.3 Alpha Angler Zilla, which they're all on sale until midnight tonight. Shameless plug. And it's a great rod for this counterback spoon. 20-pound fluoro, nothing crazy because I want to be able to get them around those marina walls and docks and flip it around cover. So the cool thing about the jackall counterback spoon is it counters back. So if you throw it out to 60 foot on your
forward face of sonar,
and let's say your marina wall is 60 foot out, and you hit the edge of that marina wall. What it'll do is it'll go down, flutter at a 45-degree angle down, and it will go roughly, like if it's going to sink 20 foot, it'll sink probably back 20 foot. So it's kind of foot for foot at the angle that it sinks at that 45. So then it will pendulum back. So what I do is I will flip it at the wall, and I will just click it, and I'll watch that spoon just flutter down, flutter down, flutter down, flutter down. Then you see all the freaking spaghetti monsters going down on it, and you'll see them just like tumbling down after it. So what I'll do is I'll just thumb on the spool and let it keep falling, and see if they chase it down. If they keep chasing it down, rip it up and see what happens. Ugh. So what I'm looking for when I first rip it up and hit that first rip is if they immediately shoot up after it. If they immediately shoot up and like they are going up after it, I will burn it and then burn it and then burn it, because like if they'll keep going, keep that momentum going, and that's typically when I'll get bit is on like the second or third burn off the initial fall and then popping it up. If I'm going to flip it in marina slips, I like to make sure that it flutters real slow down, and then I'll kind of just like let it fall all the way to the bottom. If they all shark it to the bottom, I'll let it sit there for a second. That's kind of like what the little juicy thing I've been doing is just letting it sit on the bottom.
What Underwood does.
And then I would just like flick it up, just the slowest little slow jerk, and then all of a sudden you'll think you're hung up on the bottom and it's a 5-pound.
So I've never thrown one, but what you're saying basically, you can wind it back up. Let's just say to the edge of the dock wall.
Yep.
Let it go back, and it's going right back. So you can continuously fish the same spot over and over and over without pulling it out of the water.
It's like the boomerang of spoons.
How do you know, though? How do you know when you cast it out? This might be a dumb question, that this thing's going to damn flutter under that thing and not back towards the boat.
Because that's just the direction that. So it's
the
way it's weighted.
Okay,
but if you tighten the line up, you're guaranteed to pull the bait into the position that it's going to go that way.
But the thing is if I take the spoon, and this is the top of the spoon, and this is the bottom, and I flip it, and I tie to the hook, let's just say, and I cast it out, it would fall forward. The way the spoon is weighted,
it's all about
where that hook is on the back end. It's going to go towards where that hook is.
I promise you, if there's an SOB in this world that can make it go the wrong way, it'd be me. I could figure out a way to make it go the wrong way. Mackie Ragsdale, first time on here. Comments are great. Like that you bring them up. That's what we do here. That is the show. It is all about you guys, and we just pontificate based upon what you guys say. Even the local bait makers need to buy hardware mostly from overseas for sure. If he wins the Powerball, what are they doing? Chris Cobb.
That
Isaac
pays $10K to whoever wants to talk shit or something like that.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Far Dog, our buddy from Oklahoma. Pull that up right there. You will see pros that were at the top who are younger. There is one in the NPFL already who has admitted he is trying to learn more fishing techniques without it. Who is that?
Is it? I don't know. Harkins does pretty good, but I don't know if it's him.
Who is it, Far Dog? Who's the one on the NPFL? We know a lot of those guys. Why can't the foreign bait companies open plants in America?
I mean, they're kind of that's what like 6 Sense is bringing all their stuff in house, just because. I mean, you can tell they're trying to plan for that.
But you can say that you can get like Toyota and Honda and all the car manufacturers open plants here. They're still getting stuff coming in from Japan to build the car
for
here.
sure.
It's not
So that's the same.
It's not profitable to make them here.
Yeah, it's really expensive. Walter Walsh, Danny, what is your chicken rig worm of choice? It would be Zoom Mag Shaky Head. Right now, that's the one I like because it tapers on the end, and I like it gives a nice little bend. Eric Richards, what's up, buddy? Late to the live in case it's not been asked. Do you think this will flow down to the college and high school?
Eventually, shit runs downhill.
Now, listen, it does. Now, I will say this, though. I've been pretty steady with this one, though. I don't think they should allow it in high school fishing. I think that levels the playing field in high school where it should be level as you can possibly make it. And there's already a discrepancy and disparity with boats and who's got this. I just think at high school, take it away at high school.
Yeah.
But then again, you have the counter argument that it's the technology that's got the kids interested. So it's kind of like, but
now I'd give them something to hope for. So it's like you can none of it in high school. I don't think
college is okay.
Yeah, you don't need it in high school, but it's like, okay, well, I want to go to Montevallo and learn how to do it. Like, then that's when you learn.
Yeah.
Learn in college.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think it should be on the high school level. Just because, like, what's the barrier to entry? It's only like that. Like, I don't know. There's a lot. That's a lot of money for high school kids.
There's a lot of high schools in Georgia now that won't even let you have your phone during the day because of the technology side of it. They want you to learn instead of looking it up on Google.
It's like a damn prison. Yeah. No, that's true. A lot of them are. I think for South County, well, Dawson might be that way too. I know a lot of them are. I saw that on the news. Warren Barnes, I signed up. But anyway, Eric, to answer your question, I don't know if it's going to flow down, but I eventually think we'll have to wait a year or two and see for sure. Now pull up Warren. I'm signed up for the ABT. It's going to be a grind. Those guys are absolute hammers. Feel very blessed to be in it. It's a damn good trail.
We'll be following you, man.
It is. It is absolutely run well. I can tell you that for sure. Stephen Hussey says the NPFL was supposed to be the working man's tournament. And it still kind of is since you don't have to qualify for it, but it is a very expensive one.
Yeah.
Old Dirty Cracker. Pull him back up right there. I'm not claiming to be better than anybody. Hell, if I was fishing for shit, I wouldn't even get a smell. What I'm saying is just look at the bag weights with its jokers catching 100-pound bags without it.
That's another thing. What if they go to these big fish factories and all of a sudden they don't catch big fish? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
What was the guy the first caught 120 pounds or something on the Alabama rig? Paul Elias?
Yeah.
There was no forward-facing sonar there.
No, but they banned that damn Alabama rig pretty quick, though, didn't they?
Yeah, so, I mean, but the point is,
It
that's
could've been
kind of
done.
where I was going.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a way.
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree with you. For
Why
sure.
if we're allowing, and I'm for the forward-facing, but why don't we bring the Alabama rig back? Why has that been banned permanently?
I don't know, but this sparkling water here, dude, tastes like ass, man.
it's just lemon water, dog.
There's no taste in this thing whatsoever.
You had COVID. Do another COVID test. Do it live.
I got to start drinking more of these things. It's going to be an acquired taste for me. Thad Moody. This is one of the counter arguments from banning. I love how forward facing has made me understand more of how the fish react to certain baits and how fast some of my baits are actually falling, which a certain social media influencer says that you being able to do that has taken the mystery and the appeal out of pure fishing. Said it today. It's taking the mystery out of it. So I don't know, man.
Hell yeah, I hit dot cables.
Oh, hell, we all hit dot cables. for sure.
And I've gotten them hung up over dock cables. I've gotten that thing stuck in some.
But the way we used to figure it out, if you took even if it was a spoon, right, and you know the water is 40 feet deep, drop it and see how long it takes for it to reach the bottom.
Yeah,
and then you know how fast your bait falls.
If you drop it under the boat with 2D, you can see your bait.
You can, and if your 2D is set up right, you can see those fish pinning down on it.
Spaghetti monsters farmer's talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of which, too, because one guy that was really good at that was LJ.
Yep.
The Drop Shot Jedi. You guys, seriously, if you didn't see it on Facebook today, keep that man and his family in your prayers. He had a heart attack Friday, and they thought it was a mild one, and then they found out yesterday he actually had a major one plus some other medical issues, and he had some tests done today, and he's got a long road to recovery. So just keep LJ in your mind. He's a pain in the ass. Okay, he is. But without him being a pain, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be.
Most old guys are a pain in the ass.
Huh?
Most old guys are a pain in the ass.
But he's a good pain.
Not all of them.
He's a good pain in the ass. But seriously, y'all keep LJ in your thoughts and prayers like that. He's got some stuff he's got to overcome too. Brad's okay, pull up Spoon Jack and Boat Docks. What did the PB come on yesterday, Clint? Now, you didn't get a PB yesterday, or did you? Did you get a PB yesterday that we don't know about?
No comment.
You're not going to comment? Now, listen, Alex talked about his. He threw it on a tactical fishing swagger with the tail-dyed chartreuse cut at a 45-degree angle, cut on a Spro quarter-ounce football head jig. Skip gap. 316.
Oh, by the way,
I even dropped the location.
Was that a Yamaha fishing trip you were on, or was that just a Clint Bartlett fishing trip?
That was a Clint Bartlett fishing trip.
Okay, we'll let you go, gatekeeper. Brad Silvers.
I'll show you the pictures of it in its mouth on Saturday.
There you go. We'll know after Saturday. All right, Brad Silvers right there. Pull him up. Have y'all seen any of the spots beginning to transition out of their summer patterns? I will say when me and Kevin fished that day, but we remember we were in that cool down period, and some of the fish weren't where they normally are. I don't know if they were going to their true fall patterns yet, but it was a little bit different.
I didn't see any signs of anything changing from summertime.
I would say that Alatuna's definitely got some shallower fish. Okay, there you go. Pull up Jason Benton. One more time, please. All the details for the benefit tournament this weekend at Little Hall. If you want to sign up there, they're going to start it at 4:30. Blast off, I would imagine, is safe light. I did ask. It is a 5-fish tournament.
Safe flight to 3:30.
Safe flight to 3:30. Last minute sign up. Yeah, you can 4:30 the day of. Okay, that's just the easiest way, and you're going to get blast off in the order that you have signed up. Tyler, pull up Tyler. I've been seeing fish staging in creek mouths and on the first 2 points going back into a creek. I mean, that's pretty typical for right now, right? This time of year. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing out of the ordinary in that, right?
I just think we still have a lot of time until the turnover. Like, this is false fall happened last week, and then looking at the temperatures, it's still hot. Turnover is not going to happen for another month. Probably.
I told you it's going to get hot the opening day of deer season. It'll be cool right up into that. It's going to be like 95 degrees. You watch it. Yeah. John Phillips said it gets more kids fishing. We're talking about the technology. Again, we're still running behind on that. Counterback spoon is money. Stephen Hussey says, in high school, let them learn the basics. And now Craftmaster said this, and I didn't know this because I don't keep up with it near enough, but MLF High School has been no forward-facing sonar since last year. Okay. That is the one place I can absolutely agree with it. I can agree with it on that. Let's see. Most high schoolers won't fish without forward-facing sonar, which is a shame. What would it cost to get rid of that Van Hagar picture? Again, there is no right or wrong. You can say David Lee or Sammy Hagar, but the proper answer always is Eddie. Okay? That's all you listen to Van Halen for anyways, Eddie. Mag Draft 5-inch, that's made here is supposed to be better than the Japanese version.
They're prototyping it, making it better, so it should be better here in a few months. I've been seeing it catch some bass.
Oh, how about Far Dog? Well, pull up Patricia Leanne Shaw. I gotta get the comment there. None of the lures made today will ever be a collector item, especially the Japanese lures. You could be 100% correct on that. 100% correct. And then Far Dog says, the lady over at ABT, Miss K, is my next wife. Now, just knowing her a little bit, you might want to check with her first. I'm just saying. And that was where I was getting.
Yeah.
That was where I was getting. let's just say this. She's a very powerful woman in the state of Alabama. She runs a hell of a trail. Justin Bean, going to be hilarious when they flip to have forward-facing sonar on the Arkansas River. Total waste of time.
Oh, yeah.
And it could happen. It could happen.
We'll find out in 2 days.
I saw this too. See, farmer says they could care less whether they ban it or not. Anglers will figure out a way to catch fish and pull up Eric Richards, because we do got to give a little love to this. Jesse Millsaps is now the new Emmanuel College coach. He is an old school guy that knows the new stuff, will be a great coach. I agree with that. Jesse knows his stuff. He's fished the NPFL the last few guys. Now, is he giving up the NPFL to do that? Because when I saw that news come out, I was wondering if is that something he can do while doing his other stuff. I was just curious. If you know, let me know. Kevin Thornton, Alex, he resembles that remark about old guys. Kevin has woke up and has joined the chat right there.
I'm a gatekeeper. I gate kept one thing on this show.
One thing he did. That is true. You normally give.
I normally give
it up.
I just gave everything about how I caught him yesterday.
Yeah,
And
I get it. Now Atlanta Clutch says he believes it's a step in the right direction with Bass partially banning forward-facing sonar. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I told them before the show we had no idea. Like these kind of shows, you never know if people are going to join in the conversation or watch. And we've had a very good crowd tonight, and you guys have been really good in the comment section.
Yeah, that's right here.
Pull that lip sticker. They are already on the move and have been since the second week of August. Watch the largemouths.
All three of those fish over 20 inches were caught shallow.
So what are you saying, Alex?
All three of my fish over 20 inches were caught shallow.
So what are you saying, Alex? What are you saying, Alex? Huh?
I agree with Kevin.
Oh, there you go.
He said, watch the largemouth.
Yeah.
That if you see the pictures, I only had one spotted bass in that bag of 5 from last month, and it was 18 inches.
Okay.
It was my smallest fish.
So what are you saying that this Saturday on Lake Lanier, if you're fishing in the Ryan Sheffield tournament, you might want to try shallow? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you might want to get, if you're out there trying to catch them offshore and it ain't working, you might want to give it a shot.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough right there. Do you concur?
Yeah.
You concur? Okay.
Brad is 5-0.
What
5-0 on the dot. Finally caught a 5-pound spot on Lake Lanier.
You did?
Yeah.
I can't break a freaking 5 pound. I've
Dude,
got like a 4.
It's taken me. I caught a 414 and a 413, both on a crankbait without live scope at the same time on the same crankbait, and still could not catch a 5-pounder. And I finally caught a 5 yesterday. So
good for you
on Lanier. I have a 562 in a college tournament. Still haven't caught one bigger than that. But
that's not good for you because I can't. I mean, I've had like 414.
Yeah,
it was 22 and a half inches long.
That almost qualifies you to take the training wheels off.
Yeah, almost.
I love it. Let's see. Andy Anderson. Congrats to Jesse Millsap on getting a fishing coaching job at Emmanuel. Announced today will be great for the program. Cranking and yanking. Again, listen, I don't know if he's drinking or not, but he is very damn adamant about this, guys. Crankbaits. They're hitting crankbaits. Like if anything else, they are hitting crankbaits. Okay, cranking and yanking. Did I get that out there for everybody? They're hitting crankbaits.
What's the best crankbait to use with forward-facing sonar?
Ooh, Clint. You too. Best crankbait for forward-facing sonar. What gives the best return?
It doesn't matter about return. You're burning a big ball of plastic.
I'm just asking. He said forward-facing sonar.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I would say like a DT20 is pretty good.
Okay.
6XD.
And Patricia Leanne Shaw says they will always hit crankbaits.
Exactly.
So Shop Life. He's obviously never seen the guys that literally pays hundreds and thousands for JDM, Megabass, etc. baits just to put them in a case on the wall. That was back to for Patricia Leanne's comment about them not being collector's items. Now in the swim bait world, there are a lot of guys that will spend $1,000 on like some of those, and they do
and more
than
that, yeah.
They know way in hell I'm fishing with them, and I think a lot of them guys do collect them for that.
Yeah,
there's like a aftermarket for those things. So I get it. And he says the best one is the one with the bill. He's talking about crankbaits, cranking and yanking, says like that.
Good place to start.
Waiting to see when the first pro has his own personal trainer. Then it's a sport.
I like it.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's good.
But listen, I bet some of them do. Some of them jokers work out and all that.
Oh, absolutely.
I can tell you right now.
I don't know if they have personal trainers, but there's definitely some that are in better physical condition than
I know
others.
one angler that's paid a lot of money to catch some bass, but he's not on the elites anymore.
Is that the kind of personal training we're talking about there?
I mean, that's all I could think about.
Okay, no, I got what you're saying. And here's the interesting thing, though. So I did see where Lipsticker said 5-pounders are not as common as they were 3 years ago. Now, could you blame that on forward-facing sonar and the pressure? I'm just asking. That somebody will make that argument.
I bet Thad could answer that question.
Thad probably could. Let's see. Okay, only catch 5+ nowadays every year or two. Way less common pre-forward-facing sonar. Craftmaster says, and then guys will say that. A lot of guys do say that. I think a lot of it too is pressure with the forward-facing sonar. But remember, I've said it several times that I think, and this is just a hypothesis, that with all the pressure offshore, you probably could get some good quality fish that aren't getting pestered as much shallow. I mean, do you think? I mean, it's just a hypothesis. I could be totally wrong. Let's see.
You can catch them deep too.
You know, you're my personal trainer. Farmer said you're my personal trainer,
and his too. You know, and Hank's. We're getting in the Fit North Georgia train. I'm just going to train up all of you.
I've done more push-ups in the last 2 weeks than I've done in the last 2 decades.
Did your trainer tell you to do that?
No, I just every time I pee, I do push-ups, dude. And I got an old man prostate and bladder.
What?
I do that. That's because I don't want to go to a gym and I don't want to try to crank out 100 or 200 at a time.
You pee.
Every time
while you're
their life now they have forward-facing sonar, and they think that they're the crappie king. That happens for sure. Do I do the push-ups in the bathroom? No. It's a combination. This is Lipsticker talking about the not having 5-pounders. It's a combination impact, forward-facing sonars, the number of anglers, and the constant bombardment of the substrate. There's more going on in the lake now than ever. And that's true.
There's more boats on the water than ever, fishing and non-fishing. Like
very much so.
A lot more sediment getting stirred up, structure getting moved around, bottom content changing.
Fertilizer.
For sure. Pull up Mackie. Is it Mackie right there? Mackie Raxa. Is there a Japanese powder that will help crankbaits have better return on forward-facing sonar?
Thump gel,
but what was the powder stuff?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, Clint? Somebody was putting a powder thing on there.
There's not powder.
Didn't Jake Maddox kind of say something about that day he was on?
There's not really powder for hard baits yet, but there's bait fuel has a chapstick that you can put on your hard baits and stuff. But.
Okay. James Ramsey caught 2 fivers last spring in 30 minutes on a worm on Lanier. One of them was swimming around by herself while I was trolling to the dock and decided to throw at it, and she ate a 5-1 and a 5-2. There you go, dude. I love it. John Phillips. We'll do a couple more of these. We're getting late on in the evening. I've captained 17 different high school teams. The ones that had forward-facing sonar stayed focused and fished the entire tournament. The ones who didn't have it took breaks, ate snacks, and it was hard for them.
That is also true.
That's actually a very good point.
Because I did a lot of that shit in college when we would be like, dude, we just need to sit down and eat some snacks. We can't catch them without the scope, dude.
That's true. I didn't think about that. It keeps them engaged.
Yeah.
Which kind of was like, would you lose? When I kind of said earlier, would you lose some of them? Because a lot of people say a lot more kids are fishing because of the technology, because they can actually see. Because in this generation, it's an Amazon world. It's instant gratification. It's instant. There's not a lot of patience.
Yep.
And they can see it.
They're still going to fish every other day of the week with it.
Huh?
They're still going to fish every other day of the week with it, and just not use it on during tournament time.
Good point.
They're still going to have it, just like Mark said.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's true. You're right. Absolutely right. I'm for banning weight boats more than I am forward-facing sonar.
Hell yeah.
I think they do a lot of damage to shallow cover. Yes. What is the difference in Allatoona and Lake Lanier, like size, watercolor, and such? So Lake Lanier is 38,000 acres, roughly. How big is Allatoona?
12, I think.
Yeah, it's not big.
Yeah,
it's not big,
and it's more of a not really a river system, but it's more of a river channel, like very narrow, winding.
They drain it down every winter,
and you can really see the riverbed when they do too.
You can. They drain it down every winter because it's more of a flood control lake too.
Correct.
Like that.
It's
Crab King.
It's not quite as.
He tried to type cranking and it says Crab King, which I like.
Oh, okay. So is that what you're gonna call cranking anymore?
Yeah,
Crab King. But now Lanier has a lot more diversity, I think, than Allatoona does.
Altoona is void of timber.
Mm-hmm.
The lake was clear cut when they built it. The only timber that's in there now is man-made brush piles.
Yeah.
Coleman, we do not need a Bassmaster event on Jocassee.
No, you don't.
That place sucks.
I know a high school tournament angler that left early and went home because his transducer went out.
It was me. 10 years ago.
Unfortunately, that happens. It does happen. Brad Silver's nailed it on the head. Watch a video of how bad they damage the bottom even at depth. Yeah, they do. They do. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to give you guys right here one final opinion, and then we're going to call it. We're going to call it a night. So, Alex, I'll start with you, the kite guy. Based upon all that we've talked about tonight, did Bassmaster make the right decision?
No.
Straight up, just no.
No.
Okay, fair enough. You?
I'd probably say they made the best one they could.
Okay, there you go. Clint?
It's a no-win.
I would say not making a decision would have been better than the decision they made.
Yes.
Okay.
That's I agree with Clint there. Yeah. That's
just not changing it.
Leaving it the way it is would have been better than the decision they decided.
Leaving it with their limitation on it that they already set in place would have been fine.
Gotcha.
We just as a bystander, we don't know the real reason.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Hey, listen, tonight, huh?
What? I said I don't think they do either, to be honest.
No.
Know the real reason.
Know the real reason. Well, yeah, you're right. We never really figured out who the target audience for that is. And we may never know.
We may never know.
So, all right, guys. So, listen, there it is. We just we went an hour 40, and I think we've pretty much exhausted that conversation. But what do you guys think? You know, tomorrow at lunch, you guys can pop back on the lunch break, and we can continue it there kind of once you've had time to digest everything. But did Bassmaster make the right decision? So I guess time will tell. We'll see it in the views and everything, but there's a lot of differing opinions on all that. So we appreciate you guys joining in the conversation tonight. And listen, for the most part, very, very civil. And generally, a lot of these conversations don't get that way. So, guys, appreciate you joining us. Again, join me tomorrow at 12 for the lunch break. And if not, we'll be back with another Livewell this Thursday. And, guys, again, remember LJ and his family and start making preparations to meet us over there at Little Hall Saturday. Yeah, we didn't do any question. That's all right, Kevin. We didn't do a question now. But you guys meet us over there Saturday for Ryan's show. So, again, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.